So we've learned about Terran, we've learned about Zerg, and now it's time to learn about the third and final race in StarCraft, which is Protoss. Now, the reason that we've saved them for last is that they are sort of kind of a mix between the other two races. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's go ahead and say we want to build a robotics facility. I can't just build it any old place on the map. I've got to build it in this sort of tealish blue power field. So let's just pick a spot and we'll put it down. Now, what you may not have noticed is that that power field kind of works in a big circle surrounding this crystal-looking structure, which is called a pylon. So say I want power over here, I can build a pylon over here as well, and we see that I'll have a larger power field. Note also, my worker, as soon as it put down this robotics facility, doesn't have to do anything. He just hands off. He's over here and he can build a bunch of pylons now if he wants to. He can build 3 at once. So this is a pretty powerful mechanic because Protoss buildings sort of build themselves. You just start them up and they get going. Now, the other thing about pylons is that they work in the same way that supply depots and overlords do. They provide supply. So when these finish, we'll see that supply number go up. Now, let's talk about how we actually produce things as a Protoss. So some Protoss structures function in the same way that the Terran ones do. So this robotics facility that we just built, for example. Maybe I want to make an immortal. I just say, make me an immortal, and spit him out right here, and it's going to do some work, and then eventually the immortal will pop out. But what about these warp gates? How do they function? Ooh, that's a cool sounding name, right? Well, the way these work is I basically select them, I choose a unit, let's say I want a zealot, and anywhere on the map that I have this power field, I can make a zealot, and it will just appear. So, for example, all the way across the map, all the way over here, I built a pylon. And if I want to make a bunch of army units here, I can make them there, and they will just appear. So you can see this is, in a fashion, kind of like the way that the Zerg work when I'm warping in units from my warp gates, and kind of like Terran when I'm producing out of things like robotics facilities that are only going to kind of spit out the unit beside where the structure is. So it's kind of a funny mix between the two. I think that it's helpful to understand the other two races first, because Protoss is honestly kind of weird, but they're very fun, and I think they also, kind of like the Zerg, capture that sort of, you know, creeping alien infestation vibe. The Protoss really kind of have that high-tech advanced civilization sort of a feel to them.